about tonight? Would you mind if we invited one more person over?
Totally. Expanding our group is a cool idea.
After witnessing Chloe's downfall in Season 3, the 6th season's episode Grendiaper made me worried for Zoe's future. Compared to the rest of her family, she seems like the only one worthy of wielding a Miraculous, but her recent actions have put her on a much darker path. As she grows fed up with the flawed justice system in Paris, her Miraculous develops an alter ego that lets her handle problems her way. It might not be so bad if she weren't going against what Ladybug and other Miraculers believe in, as Zoe turns her back on her teammates to become Fury. Could her new vigilante approach make her Paris's most dangerous hero? That's the question I hope to answer in today's video, as I deconstruct the episode Grendiaper and explore the rise of Fury.
Here, you want one? Thanks.
Number 1. Zoe's character arc. After her debut in Season 4, Zoe had a lot of catching up to do to match the other characters' arcs. I was surprised when she quickly turned on Audrey's teachings and embraced her new friends. But her 180 switch from posh mean girl to the kind and protective hero we know and love is finally paying off. We had 2 seasons to fall in love with Zoe's good side, but now her past comes back to haunt her as the 6th season hints at a dark past, while also pushing her to a new style of heroism. So far, we know that she used to act mean to appease her family. Then she found the courage to speak up and act against them. However, doing so turned her into a target, with Chloe constantly bullying her and trying to get her thrown out of the hotel. She also witnessed how Chloe treated Andre and the hotel staff, making her home life a perfect example of how small injustices hurt everyone. Then she and Andre make a new home for themselves, only to be bothered by new people. You can only push someone so far before they break, and Zoe's someone who hates it when her loved ones get hurt. It makes sense for her to become a twisted version of Vesperia because, try as she might to be the better person, life keeps kicking her when she's down.
But Chloe's going to be furious. She used to be Queen Bee. Chloe will never know it's you. Unlike her, you'll keep your identity a secret.
Number 2. Andre's downfall. We can't explore Fury's origin without acknowledging why the change happened in the first place. I think it's essential for us to remember that Zoe went days being bullied and blackmailed by Ray and encountering mean-spirited strangers around Paris. She even followed the advice of Marinette and Ladybug, doing everything she could to handle each problem appropriately. She might have continued to do so too if it weren't for the 3 men who intimidated Andre at the theater. Usually Zoe can keep a cool head when someone's pushing her around, but that changes the moment someone threatens a person she loves. Aside from Marinette and Sabrina, the person Zoe has the closest relationship with is her stepdad. As far as we know, Andre's the best parental figure in her life, and they empathize with one another. Not to mention they share similar dreams and have chosen to leave their old lives behind for a fresh start. After Andre spent years getting pushed around and used by everyone because he worked in politics, I don't think Zoe will tolerate anyone interfering with his second chance. All of this to say, Andre's downfall and the trouble he continues to encounter were the final push the Be Miraculous needed to bring Zoe's negative emotions to the surface. The next time Andre gets hurt and Zoe needs to take action, she might not be able to control which of her alter egos responds.
There's no way you're changing school, Sabrina. You're not Chloe's minion anymore.
Number 3. Vigilante justice. So now that we know Zoe's current emotional state and what provoked the Fury transformation in the first place, we have to talk about what Zoe chose to do with her new appearance. Instead of de-transforming and calling Ladybug, she later embraced her new look and used it to deliver swift justice to ordinary people, wreaking havoc in Paris. If I'm honest, I loved this part of the episode. In the other seasons, all of the heroes focused on stopping akumatized villains. We rarely hear about everyday crimes or terrible people doing terrible things. Now that the Miraculers have so many heroes available to watch the streets, we finally have the chance to see them stop ordinary crime. Fury does at least put a spin on her delivery of justice. Instead of delivering an individual to the police where they might get a warning or a fine for disturbing the peace, she'll put them in a situation that will either terrify or humiliate them. She puts the adults in dangerous situations, such as leaving them on the Eiffel Tower or at an unattended zoo. For the children, she forced them into ironic scenarios meant to discourage their bad behavior. Either way, her actions border on cruel, even if they're not downright villainous. It's definitely a form of vigilante justice. Number 4. Fury's design. We learned in past seasons that a miraculous wielder can willingly change their costume's appearance. Ladybug seems to do it whenever she reaches a career milestone. Rena Rouge changed her look when she needed to go into hiding, and Cat Noir adopted a new look entirely to become Catwalker. At first, it seemed like Zoe had deliberately changed her costume design. That way she could stop the guys bothering Andre with more force, while not gaining Ladybug and Cat Noir's attention. In reality, she had no control over the costume change. Pollen explains that a Miraculous will change a wielder's appearance to reflect their emotional state. I assume Zoe transformed while angry, and if that became her primary emotion, then it makes sense that her Miraculous might respond. Maybe by turning her into Fury. The Bee Miraculous warns Zoe that she can't be Vesperia with so much anger in her heart. Fury's design definitely symbolizes that inner darkness Zoe's experiencing. With a childhood like hers and constant bullying, it would make sense if she felt things similar to depression. Season 6 has already shown that multiple characters are going to therapy, and Zoe might be the newest addition. With her hero costume becoming pitch black and only the bee's antennae barely peeking through, Zoe may succumb to her negative emotions, while only a small part of her true self remains.
Leave me alone, Ray.
What's the matter? Are you afraid I'll show your new friends who you really are?
Number 5. The Miraculous' alterations. To further drive home the fact that Zoe had no control over her new transformation, I want to discuss the recent design changes the Miraculers have experienced. In earlier seasons, we're told that Miraculers can control how their costumes look. That's a fun concept, a bunch of teenagers designing their costumes and making their debuts in their OG looks. It's also hilarious to imagine Gabriel Agreste, fashion designer, choosing to look like that with the Butterfly Miraculous. Anyway, Ladybug changes her design throughout the seasons. These changes, while minimal, often occur when she's taken on more responsibility or unlocked new powers. In a way, her costume changes chart her progress. In Season 6, many of the Miraculers start with new looks. They made the conscious choice to re-enter the public eye with their former identities, but with a brand new style that reflected how much they had grown. While some heroes didn't go too far from their OG designs, others have some serious flair. Take Polymouse, Caprikid, and Purple Tigress, for example. 3 individuals who have learned to be confident in their abilities and speak up for themselves throughout the series. It makes so much sense that their new designs are expressive, fun, and loud. On the opposite side of that, consider Sabrina, who didn't unlock her new design until Ladybug helped her overcome her fears and guilt. Now that Miss Hound has a new look, Sabrina's a much more confident and competent hero. All of this to say, while the Miraculous wielders do have some say in what their costumes look like, their Miraculouses will only take their ideas as inspiration when creating the final suit. A wielder's appearance will always reflect their emotional state, whether they realize it or not. Unfortunately, that means Zoe's in a pretty dark place.
The Smart Tribe! The flamboyant ones!
The Miraculers.
Number 6. The first true anti-hero. So, Zoe's stuck with Fury, for the time being anyway. At the end of the episode, Ladybug and the other Miraculers expressed their dislike for this new vigilante and their version of justice. They even disagreed with Vesperia when she sympathized with Fury and insisted that their way of handling trouble was best, as the rest of her teammates took off to continue searching for Fury. Vesperia stayed behind with her head bowed. Obviously, Zoe's upset that her friends don't see things the way she does, and she might feel the sting of rejection too. In the post-credit scene, we get to see Zoe return home. At first, she considers helping various people, only to see others like Nora and Roger stepping in to do the right thing. Pollen questions if they'll wait until nightfall to become Fury again, but Zoe claims that everything seems to be in good hands, for that night anyway. The ending implies that Zoe will become Fury again with or without the Miraculers' approval. Technically, Fury does stop wrongdoing throughout Paris, but she does so by humiliating and scaring others. Fury's actions are far from heroic, and it might make her Miraculous' first true anti-hero. I know, we've already had Queen Bee and Argos. However, each of these characters only acts as they do for self-preservation purposes. As Queen Bee, Chloe only misused her Miraculous because she wanted her mom's approval and attention, something that we now know she grew up without. Whereas, as Argos, Felix created the Red Moon and kidnapped Kagami because he believed others were trying to harm him and others like him. Once he realized how dangerous the Peacock Miraculous is and that he went too far with its power, he joined the Miraculers. Zoe, on the other hand, is now turning against the Miraculers to deliver her own form of justice behind their backs. She isn't making a mistake and then atoning for it, she's abandoning her team and making questionable choices.
When I merge your Miraculous together, I'll make a wish to create a better world, a free world.
Number 7. Changing the team dynamic. On that note, I'm seriously worried about what this means for the Miraculers moving forward. We already know that the heroes gathered in Grendiaper disapprove of Fury and her methods. They're on the hunt to stop her before she can do more harm, but that doesn't mean everyone will feel the same. In fact, there might be a 50-50 split on which heroes agree with Fury and which ones don't. Given Adrian's current feelings about Gabriel, I'm surprised he disagreed with the idea of a stricter justice system. After all, his dad treated him terribly for years, and no one stepped in to help him. There's also Ivan, who grew up with a villain father, Felix, who experienced child abuse, Kagami, who lives under her criminal mother's thumb, and Nino, who started a literal resistance when Monarch stole the Miraculouses. I won't be surprised if we see infighting in future episodes, especially if characters who have a strong view of the justice system, like Sabrina, learn Fury's true identity.
And understand. But when he was still here, I didn't dare to try to tell him anything, and now it's too late.
Number 8. What Fury means for Paris. All of this leads me to the big question: will Fury become Paris's next hero or its greatest threat? Honestly, if the series sticks with the Fury storyline, then I think we might lose the Zoe we know and love. She's a woman of action, and she won't stand by while another person suffers. That's the trait that made her a fantastic hero, but now it can also make her a dangerous villain. The current Zoe's not afraid to cross a line her fellow heroes won't. If the people in charge won't stop criminals and bullies, then she'll scare them straight with brutal tactics. Sure, someone dressing up like a baby or putting a few teenagers on a looping roller coaster doesn't sound so bad, but that's just the beginning. I would hate to see what happens if Ray leaks his blackmail to the school, or if Lila uses the Butterfly Miraculous to bend Fury's ear.
But without her, we wouldn't be free from Chloe today, and now she's all alone.
I want to believe Zoe's character arc will go in the opposite direction from Chloe's, that she will go down a wrong path, realize her mistakes, and then work to atone while regaining the Miraculous' trust. Unfortunately, I've got a sneaking suspicion that Fury is here to stay. The Bee Miraculous changed her appearance and powers to match Zoe's deepest emotions and beliefs. Neither of those things will be easy for Zoe to abandon, meaning Fury might become a permanent, darker side to Vesperia. As of right now, it doesn't look like Zoe wants to hurt anyone, but she knows firsthand how much humiliation can hurt when it's used as a weapon. If pushed far enough, she might take her karma-inspired stunts too far. What do you think of Fury? Do you agree with Zoe's new methods? I would love to read your thoughts in the comments below.
She was Chloe's favorite victim. We bullied her for years.
Marinette is a great girl. Trust me, she'll say yes.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Say, girls, do you mind if we have an unexpected guest joining us tonight?